for the first time. BYOT stands for Bring Your Own Theater Productions. And Bring Your Own Theater is Chicago's longest running 24-hour theater company. That essentially, BYOT stands as sort of an invitation for you to bring all of yourself to our monthly shows, no matter what your experience level is. We bring everybody in to help you continue to hone your craft and grow as an artist. So BYOT, how we operate, first weekend of every month, we get together. We usually always converge either virtually or back in the day at a bar or somewhere, gathering a group of people, range from actors to writers to directors and people looking to do special acts. Maybe if you have a specific movement piece, or if you have some original music that you really want to bring out there, as well as theater technicians, and we converge on a location or in a Google meeting format. And what we do is we introduce, like I'm doing now, who we are and what we stand for and kind of what our process is. We go ahead and announce the groups, and we pair everyone together, a writer with a director, or a director with anywhere from 2 to 5 actors. And then what we do is we go over consent, because consent is key. We introduce everybody to kind of the schedule, what you can expect over the next 24 hours, and then we let the groups break off so that they can go over more intimate details, like I'm usually a comedic actor, but I want to try more dramatic stuff, or usually I talk a lot and I don't want to talk in this next show. Surprise musicals, not into them, so please don't put those in. Stuff like that. And then from there, the writer has a starting off point, and they have from whenever that meeting ends until 8 o'clock in the morning the next day to pump out a completely original 10-minute play to be shown at 8 p.m. that night. So then for the rest of that day, through Saturday morning, afternoon, and evening, everyone gets together to rehearse the piece, memorize the piece, tech the piece, and get it up for a dress rehearsal. We dress rehearsal, and then we run the show at 8 o'clock. So all of that, your usual rehearsal process in 24 hours. And we've been really, really thankful to have the opportunity to be able to do that for just over 6 years. So going from there, we're going to go ahead and get the festivities started. And we'll get to talking about how you can join us in the new year a little later on in the show, and how you can go about signing up to be a part of the process. So our first performer is actually a company member with BYOT Productions. Their name is David Nesbitt Taylor. Originally, are going to be performing an original folk and hip hop-ish song on Love or Hate, followed by a reimagining of a classic Christmas carol. You can check them out with their upcoming projects, ranging from a collaboration with One Breath Chicago, which is a nonprofit committed to teaching as many people as possible the healing powers of breath. That's going to be on January 3rd, so be sure to get that on your calendar. It's right around the corner. And they'll also be guiding an interactive tour from January 17th to February 21st in the Kingdom of Slavonalia. You can go ahead and also follow them on Instagram at Taylor_D_ENT and Facebook at David Nesbitt Taylor.character. So without further ado, please welcome David Nesbitt Taylor.
Hello, hello. The Christmas piece may not be Christmassy just yet, so and thanks to some divine things, this is going to be a cappella this time. So, but here's the piece here. Would you hate me for my face? Would you hate me for my skin? Would you hate me for what's in my mind? Would you hate all my kids? Would you hate all my friends? Would you hate every one of my kind? Now I got here from something divine and queer, and I can't say that I understand. But I grew from a child and was taught some things, and it all seemed out of my hand. And all my worries of living and if my family's alright. So I chose a familiar melody and hopes you won't hate me tonight. When I question system around me, when I question who's running my life, I shouldn't be shamed by anyone, 'cause that just diminishes my mind. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. It's just a tool to assimilate, and that's why you're always right. Shame's a tool to assimilate, and that's why you can vote for right. And I sing the song for freedom, and I sing the song for life. I sing a song for common folk, even those that might lynch me tonight. How many women are gonna die because a doctor ignored them? How could melanated people feel that God is bored of them? If we ever gonna be bigger than our fears, then we gotta know gotta shed them tears. I sing a song for freedom, and I sing a song for life. I sing a song for common folk, even though that might lynch me tonight. And I know you didn't choose your context, and I know you didn't always feel right. Just God made me to look like this, just like God made you to fight. And I sing a song for freedom, and I sing this song for life. I sing a song for the common folk, even those that might lynch me tonight. To grow beyond the pain, we gotta feel a whole lot. If we not going to use our brain, the world will rot. Money ain't the problem, it's the value we give it. Loving, yeah, it travels. Think about it, you'll get it. Thank you. Yes, check me out, Kingdom of Slavanelia and the One Breath Chicago.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thanks, David. And before you go, oh, you went. Since in the spirit of the name of the event, I got to ask, what would you say is your favorite booze? What are you drinking this holiday?
Oh man, you know what? Because I don't drink as much as I used to, because we don't leave the house anymore. But I'm really big fan of like the eggnog mixture of like rum and eggnog. It's just like,
Rum and eggnog.
oh man, yes, I could drink that the whole season and beyond. Okay.
Ah, awesome. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate you, and we hope to see you back in the new year. Awesome. All right, so we're going to keep this moving right along. Our next performer has participated with BYOT this year by way of our living room series earlier in July, as well as a couple of our workshop series readings. She is going to be performing for us tonight an original monologue blending comedy and cringe-worthy dynamics piece by the title of How Am I Doing? Give it up for Gail Harder.
Hello. Okay. So yes, I wrote something, and more or less it is a letter to the friends that I love very much, but never speak to because I'm really bad at keeping in touch with people. But yeah, and quarantine is a big thing that is happening. It is the big thing in our lives right now. And so I guess I just kind of I wanted to share a little bit about how I've been dealing with it. But yes, how am I doing? Good. No, good. But there's like so much more to say about that, isn't there? Like a lot of time has passed, right? Like, do you feel like you have changed, like fundamentally? And like, do you feel like you'll never truly be comfortable in the presence of other human beings again? Or is that just like me? But like, are you afraid of going back to normal? Because I am a little bit, a small way. And like, yeah, I miss everything. I absolutely do. But there are a few things that I don't miss, and I'd like to share them with you real quick. Number one, waking up at 6 a.m. to a cold, empty apartment only to drag yourself out of bed, trying to put makeup on red, puffy eyes and chapped skin, running out the door and being dick slapped by the winds of the lake because you wanted to live by the lake. To get to your train on time, just to see your precious northbound Purple Line Express barreling down the tracks without you. So you sigh, turn up your podcast, shiver, and sniff. And anticipate the going home, to the cozy, to the solitude, to the quiet, unless you had rehearsal after. That one stings a bit, doesn't it? Number two, getting off the train, Olympic fast walking to the office building that 100%, no joke, looks exactly like the alien spaceship cubes from the movie Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy with Martin Freeman and Mos Def, just to brave the wind and the cold, to keep shivering at your desk because the floor temp is set at a balmy 65 degrees per the men in your office that make up 95% of the upper management personnel. Number three. You still with me? Did you know that I am a highly emotional person? I'm sure you wouldn't know it from this interaction, but I'm a crier. And if you are one of the lucky few who have had the privilege of experiencing one of my many epic hissy fits, know that I am very embarrassed about that, and I think about it every day. So if I need a good cry, there's no longer a need to hold it in. There's no longer a need to rush to the stairwell and sob against the cold concrete wall. There's no room for embarrassment. There's no room for shame. And man, I do not miss shame. But what I do miss is you. I miss getting drunk with you. And coming up with ideas for plays with you. And I miss hugging you and laughing with you and grabbing coffee with you and making music with you and making faces at you and kissing you and getting ready for a party with you. I miss dancing unashamedly and unabashedly with you, and I miss how you wouldn't judge me for it. I miss watching TV with you and doing yoga with you and dreaming about the future with you. You are really very special to me. Gratitude. That's something that I've found these last few months. That person who was afraid to wake up in the morning has become someone who looks forward to making her coffee, washing her face with her fancy face wash, making sure she brushes her teeth, takes her vitamins, and makes her bed. She takes pride in her clean, albeit somewhat shabby home. She takes pride in the way she's decorated it and the care it takes to maintain it. A clean house, just how Sarah Rule would have wanted it. she's beginning to see that living as an artist is so much more than just your track record. It's your spirit, and it's everything you do, down to those deep, dark, mysterious swells of creative cognition in your subconscious. Loving the world around you and being willing to take risks and allowing yourself to have an experience. My heart is kind of broken over what we're all going through. And I know that all of our experiences have been different. And some of us have had a much harder go of it. But I was simply hoping to just share a bit of where I'm at. And also because I didn't know what else to do for my time slot. But I feel a change. And I miss you. And I love you. But I'm doing okay. I just wanted you to know that. So, how are you? Thank you.
Yeah. Oh my God. Right in the feels. Thank you so much for joining us. That was wonderful. And I gotta ask, after getting that all out, what's the booze of choice?
Oh my gosh, man, you always with the booze with this guy. Yeah, that's okay. So if I had the choice of any no budgetary restrictions, I'd probably just have tequila lying around the house at all times. But that could be problematic for me. Or a nice, definitely some wine, red or white. But I have to share that I did make a cocktail tonight that was probably the worst thing I've ever had. I didn't have much else in my kitchen, so I just took our friends gave us tiny bottles of liquor, and I had the last one left, and all it said on the label was just 99 proof, and then some cartoon pictures of fruit. And so I poured that into a glass, and then poured a half of a Moscow Mule in a can on top of it. And it was gross. It was very gross, but it's what it is. It's we muddle through somehow.
Oh my God. We stumble on. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Gail, and we hope to see you in 2021.
All right. I hope I'm here.
Oh man. Fantastic. Well, I just want to go ahead and take a quick moment to gush myself. I became a member of BYOT, actually, well, not officially a member, but I first had my interaction with BYOT auditioning for our last best of BYOT, which is a selected amount of scenes that are selected by the staff to get a little bit more of a rehearsal process. And I actually first met BYOT. It was one of the first major productions that I was a part of when I moved here. I auditioned for him in December of 2017, I think it was. That's 3 years, I think. And ever since then, they joked that they didn't want to let me go, but I didn't want to leave. And that's mostly in part because of the community and the family atmosphere that they create, and that's what kept me sticking around. So that being said, we, like a lot of theater companies, are fortunate enough to be able to continue doing something in a virtual setting, and I just want to say that we would appreciate if you have the opportunity to send us even $1 or $2. We're going to be putting a link in the comment section here as soon as I'm done introducing our next performer. Again, we understand that not everybody has the funds for that. We just appreciate you tuning in and being a part. You can always participate with us next year. But if you happen to have an extra dollar or two, we always appreciate that as well. So moving right along, our next company member is actually one of the first people, well, not one of the first people, but one of the people that I've come to really, really love within the theater company, longtime company member. And I would actually go as far as saying they may very well be the company's poet laureate. Greg Torbeck is a Chicago area poet, and they're going to be doing a cover and some original spoken word poetry for you next. So go ahead and welcome Greg Torbeck.
I was not prepared for that kind of intro. That's I love you, Cody. So yeah, people that have seen me perform, especially for BYOT before, know that I like to do a cover of a poet to introduce you to a spoken word artist that maybe you haven't heard before, just to pull you a little bit into my world, drag you down that rabbit hole, and let you know about poetry that maybe you don't know, which there's a lot of really great poets in the world. So I am going to do a cover and then a couple of original pieces as well. So the cover I'm going to do this evening is actually by a poet called Buddy Wakefield. Fucking amazing poet, high energy, just brilliant wordsmith that I adore a whole lot. So I hope I can do this piece any sort of justice whatsoever. But it's a piece called We Were Emergencies by Buddy Wakefield. So we can stick anything into the fog and make it look like a ghost. But tonight, let's not become tragedies. We are not funeral homes with propane tanks in our windows looking like cemeteries. Cemeteries, that's just the Earth's way of not letting go. Let go. Tonight, let's turn our wrists so far backwards that the razor blades in our pencil tips can't get a good angle on all that beauty inside. Step into this with your airplane parts. Move forward and repeat after me with your heart and not with your mouth. I no longer need you to fuck me as hard as I hated myself. Make love to me. Like you know I am better than the worst thing that I ever did. Go slow. I am new to this. But I have seen nearly every city from a rooftop without jumping, and I have realized that the moon does not need to be full for us to love it. That we are not tragedies stranded here beneath it. That if my heart really broke every time I fell from love, I'd be able to offer you confetti by now. But hearts don't break, y'all. They bruise and get better. We were never tragedies. We were emergencies. So you go ahead and call 911. You tell them I'm having a fantastic time. So yeah, that was Buddy Wakefield. Check him out. Look him up on the interwebs. You will enjoy all of his work. And a couple of original pieces now. I'm actually in a writing workshop right now with Neil Hilborn. I have been for the last 13 of the last 14 weeks. It has been an incredible, transformative experience for me as an artist. It is an intense and immensely talented and loving group of individuals each week that has made me a better writer, a better person. And that's where a lot of this next piece has come from. Some of this piece also folds into the piece that I performed back in October because it kind of just fit this theme. So I'm just going to kind of go with it. It does not currently have a title because titles suck. Anyway, it's a comfort to know that, scientifically speaking, someday I'll have parts that you will have never touched. My cells will rot and decay away from you, and find renewal in another, maybe myself this time, because I am this rock, this withering lighthouse, guarding this cragged and lonesome bay. Refuge, but not home. Appreciated, necessary, perhaps, but not loved. The storm winds are kicking up again, and I will stand fast, leading you home through dark violence and uncertain waves. And I want to become star stuff again, living on well after my expiration, in memory, in feeling, in word. I do not put any stock in divinity, but this radiance mine feels almost holy. But now there's a storm on the horizon. I feel it in my bones as all the crackling electric anxiety winds its way up my spine. I want to scream out in agony, in defiance, for help, for joy. Isolation mutes my voice, the barest of whispers. I am left with all these thoughts as they circle, repetitive, wind me up and let me down again. This love is a carnival of delights, a wandering, joyous, intense event, assaulting the senses wonderfully. An old comfort, a roaring bonfire on a chill autumn night, Grandma's hand-knit blanket, fresh-baked cookies and brewing coffee, iconic movies and fresh-popped kernels, slow-rolling thunder and rain-tapped windows. I am afloat. My mind a buoy in excitable waves, a bird flitting defiant through turbulent winds. A garden, lovingly tended, blooming brighter and more fragrant every day. All of these things, a story, interwoven, predictable, formulaic even, yet called for in their comfort and solace. A fresh page awaiting the future, anticipatory and unending. And so, today I'm going to count the whispers upon the breeze. Standing in the first autumnal rain, cloud-chilled water starts to break the last of the summer heat, though it'll be back. As the storm bellows, I crawl into bed, an octopus around a pillow, willing it to be you. As my thoughts wander away from me, drifting on the wind to your doorstep, as they so very often do. The apple fell so far from the tree, so far it became a peach. What is happening and what shall we do? As they poison rationality, frozen in time, processing, progressing, yet never changing. If it did, it would no longer be home. Forever circling the drain of history, what dark secrets are held in the yawning of a Sunday afternoon? I'm still trying to set myself free. Right now, at the bar we'll first meet, dust invades from all sides, and I fantasize of the way that your laughter will fill this now haunted room. So, how about we dance, barefoot in the kitchen, and I will crash upon the shore of your lips, only to be pulled into the surf. My lethally gleeful siren, drag me down below into you. And finally, I'll leave you with a toast. If you have a glass, raise it. I can't see you, but I trust you.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers, Cody. I wish you the luck of whimsy, the hope of laughter, the freedom of calm thoughts. I wish you forgiveness, patience, authenticity. I wish you a single fuck to give, to take, to have, to hold, as gentle or as kinky as you desire. I wish you peace in these turbulent times. I wish you truth in the shattered remnants of this year and every year thereafter. I wish you love for each other, for the world, and importantly, for yourself. Slancha, Soru, Nostrovia. Cheers. Love y'all.
Greg, I gotta ask. Well, you already kind of answered the question, so I have to ask: what are you looking forward to next year? What's kind of something that you're aiming for?
The fucking being able to hug anybody ever again. But I mean, yeah, just more art and love. Honestly, it's been a year for it. We need it now more than ever, and I've found that it's kind of become my role in life to secure that, defend it, and support it in everyone. And it's been kind of amazing where I've found myself despite everything that's gone on this year. So I look forward to just more of that, building community and art and love and support. So.
Hells yeah. Well, cheers to that. And thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you again next year.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, man. Well, for anyone wondering what my beverage of choice is tonight, I actually don't drink. So this is, what is it called? Stumptown Holler Mountain. It's some sort of a caramel coffee. Don't ask me why I'm drinking coffee at 8:30 on a Saturday. Oh, my gosh. Well, that was wonderful. Thank you so much, Greg. We appreciate that. Oh, my God, I wrote down that first line of your last poem. Just All right. We're going to keep it moving now to our next performer. Our next performer has actually been a part of one of our workshop series readings earlier this year and has also been a past monthly show participant. Her name is Robin Murray. She's going to be performing. Oh, my computer. She's going to be performing a rendition of Silent Night, followed by 12 Days of Christmas. When not up to their neck in finals, studying for their psychology degree, they're actually busy doing sketch comedy work for LMAO NYC on their YouTube channel. So be sure to check them out there along with LMAO NYC. And next up, Robin Murray.
Thank you so much, Cody. Come on. There we go. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds wake at the sight, glory stream from heaven afar, every host sing Hallelujah. The Savior is born. Rise, the Savior is born. Gail, where are you? On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fourth, wait, this is a bad song to do when you have dyscalculia. 4 calling birds and 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 6th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 7th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 8th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the, oh boy, Miss my true love gave to me 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5, God, I love those rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, this is a lot of birds, but a partridge is in my pear tree. On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 10 lords a-leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 11 drummers drumming, 9 leaping, 10, nope, 7. How do I count? Why did I get to graduate high school? By my rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Okay, we got this. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a-leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh my gosh. That was great. That was great. 12 Days of Christmas has so many numbers.
so many birds, which I get distracted by. It's part of why I lose count. And I thought, well, let's just go with it. Let's go on this journey of counting all the presents.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
If you ever have the availability, we would love to have you sing for us again. But I'm going to leave it up to you. I've already asked one question about 2020, and I don't even remember how many times I've asked about booze. So I want to leave it to you.
Oh, what I want to tell about you? No, about me. First of all, I'm going to tell you that I'm very bad at picking up words. That's why I went into acting, so someone else wrote my words for me. But then COVID happened, and I realized there aren't enough therapists. So I'm like, I'm going to be a therapist for actors. So I'm studying to do that. It's super fun.
Yeah, no, psychology was always really intimidating to me. So like kudos to you for like pursuing that and just having that as like a mission.
Thanks.
Like just provide that service.
I find a lot of similarities in acting. Just psychology kind of gives you more, here's what's actually going on in the brain, as opposed to when you look at a script and you're like, these are choices. You made them. Okay, check off. People are doing these things. That's fine. And you just kind of have to figure it out from there.
Right. Well, that's
kind of way I like to do things, and then I go make cookies.
And that's always a great way to cap it off.
I agree.
So, thank you so much for joining us. So while I have everybody, if you're interested in participating, well, that's actually a little later. But if you have enjoyed what you've seen so far and you want to watch more of what we usually do with our 24-hour play festivals and our scenes, you can check that out on our YouTube. So go ahead and check us out there. It's BYOT Productions. We'll try to get a link up at some point. My computer is super slow for some reason. You can also check us out on Instagram. It's BYOT Productions with the little @ sign in front of the BYOT. And you can also follow us. Obviously, you've made it this far to the Facebook. You can follow us on Facebook as well to get as much information about all of the future shows. So our next performer actually joined us for the first time in a long time at our living room series back in July. Phenomenal storyteller and playwright with plays ranging from Led Zeppelin loving robots to stories about donuts trembling in the face of rage-filled nuns. They're going to be reading an excerpt from one of his upcoming solo shows. It's about 70 minutes in length, called Wanna See a Dead Rat. The piece is going to be called The Dragon and the Phoenix. You can also catch another reading of the full piece, the full solo show with Act Your Age Theater. And that's going to be in the future here. So without further ado, welcome Paul Pasulka.
Thank you, Cody. What do you got there, sir? My dragon, too old and experienced to be startled by anything or anyone, slowly lifts his head from his treasure chest, his white whiskers glistening, eyes still shining with the ancient humor and wisdom that he has long since forgotten. His breath plumes cold smoke. The fire inside, now embers, all but in his prime. With a trembling hand, he shows me a golden phoenix. One of the little ones will like this. Wow, absolutely. I carefully wrap it in my handkerchief and tuck it into my knapsack. Oh, look, a gold coin. I point toward a glint on the path. He stoops to pick it up and falters. I right him. Allow me, sir. Oh, there's another. Coins are scattered every few feet like Hansel and Gretel's pebbles, marking their way back to his lair. My father was the son of a coal miner. His mother died when he was 4. He completed the 3rd grade and was on the road at 13 during the Depression looking for work. My mother was the daughter of Missouri sharecroppers. She had an excellent education in a convent school. I am the 7th of 13 children. My parents knew what extravagance and treasure was. And extravagance, they, and therefore we, would have none of it. Use less, reuse, repair, go without. On his iron worker's salary, they managed to purchase two houses on a single lot in Humboldt Park. They rented out the brick 2 flat in front. We lived in the wood frame in the back, initially renting out the 2nd floor to make ends meet. I and 3 brothers slept 4 to a room, 2 to a bed. Saturday night, bath night, 2 little ones in the tub at the same time, twice before changing the water. My mother, who had been a beautician, was our barber. We resisted until our father, tired of our whining, took the clippers in hand and reached for the bowl. A rare bottle of Coke, again shared by two. One pours, the other chooses first. The exactness of those pours would make a diamond cutter proud. One vacation each year to the Indiana dunes, sandwiches for lunch, barbecue for dinner. At home at dusk, sunburned, sated, and anticipating the next year. One trip to Riverview, the amusement park, on 5-cent day. Oh, it's your birthday? Cake and ice milk, cheaper than ice cream. Happy birthday to you. And your present? You don't have to wash dishes this night. Maxwell Street on Sunday mornings for supplies for the family garage door business. Yes, he started a garage door business. And a Jimmy's Polish. Dad, can I, don't even ask. You know the answer. You should have had breakfast. Oh, and finish your dinner. But Mom, I'm not hungry. Kids in China are starving. Ma, kids in Alaska are freezing. Should I put on my coat? Finish your dinner. Frugal, but not cheap. Generous with anyone in need. Always plenty of meat, fresh fruit, and vegetables. Oh, are the bananas overripe? Milkshakes. Is the milk spoiled? Sour milk pancakes. And always enough sports equipment, bought, of course, used on Maxwell Street or new from Sears for your one Christmas present. But when a particularly vicious hit, not mine, I assure you, finally knocks the tattered leather off the baseball, wrap it in friction tape, play on. Waste nothing. So bred in the bone that it is now part of my daily calculus. Paper or plastic? Knapsack? Beef tenderloin? Sure, but a pot roast slow cooked with soy sauce, molasses, red wine, touch of vinegar, and a bay leaf. Bottled water. Have you not been listening? Not unless we're in the crime scene that is Flint, Michigan. And the ancient dragon, my father, of course, a garbage picker. Thankfully not when I was a child. I wouldn't have understood it then. Even as he became more demented, his need to survive and provide did not falter. He was constantly in quest of something valuable, something lost, something found. And the golden phoenix? A rubber ducky found in a garbage can that he would want to bring home to one of the children, to where it was later returned that evening, maybe to be discovered anew tomorrow with wonder and gratitude. Oh, and the gold coins marking the path home, quarters. I had sprinkled them there on my way to find my dragon. He had earned that extravagance and so many more. Long before this afternoon, my parents had sold the Humboldt Park houses to the Chicago Housing Authority. The frame house that we grew up in was immediately demolished as a fire trap, occasioning my brother to observe, we grew up in a house that wasn't good enough for poor people. 13 children raised in that house by the dragon and his wife. 4 owned their own businesses, then a nurse, a social worker, 4 lawyers, 2 docs, and a storyteller. Thank you, Mom and Dad. I know it's nice where you are now. And thank you. As if we were poor. And if I might say, we're frugal, but we're not we have a few pennies for BYOT. If you do as well, enjoy the program, please donate. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Paul. We really appreciate you coming back and telling us some more stories. It's always a pleasure to hear. So I gotta ask everybody. So I gotta ask, do you have a particular poison?
Yeah, I most prefer absinthe in the 18th century with Voltaire. I haven't had it in a while, though.
Fantastic. Well, we really appreciate you joining us again. I just want to say thank you. And again, if you have a weekend free in 2021, let us know.
Oh, yeah, looking forward to it. And thank all the other artists, too. Terrific show.
Awesome. Thank you. So we're going to go keep moving along and go to our next performer, who has also been a pretty recent participant with us for our virtual monthly shows. Really appreciate having her along for those. Her name is Taressa Lewis, and she's going to be doing a cover of Lottie's monologue from the Lynn Nottage play, By the Way, Meet Vera. So everyone welcome Taressa.
You think I came all the way out here to sew labels in the cheap shirts? Darling, I was in the Broadway hit Susie Jane. Kay East called me the best damn shimmier in all of New York City. I did Blackbird with Doris Mills, the engagement at Alhambra. Went on for her 4 times. I'm a little blackbird looking for a bluebird. You're a little blackbird getting a little lonesome too. Shucks. I played Juliet for a group of Pullman porters in Chicago. I played the hell out of her and received no less than 2 marriage proposals at clothing. You ain't seen a death until you seen this bitch die on stage. Oh, happy dagger, this is thy sheath. There rust, and let me die. Oh. You may not believe this, but I had a slender, pretty figure when I came here. Yes, indeed. Had to fight the fellas off. Fight them off like old Jake Jefferson. But nowadays, you gotta be high yellow and mellow, or look like you just crawled out the Mississippi cotton patch to get worth in this rotten town. So, here I am, or shall I say, here I is, 7 years later, trying to eat my way into some work, looking like someone's mammy, and the closest I ever got to the picture was sitting in the back row of the cinema. But you know what? I don't expect this business to hand me nothing, because only a fool keeps going to the same dried up well after it's gone. And
And that was Taressa Lewis. Taressa, you there?
Yeah, I think my thing.
Oh no! I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure. For anyone who saw last month, she was actually a part of a scene that I wrote, and then I actually had the opportunity to get to act in that same scene when we refilmed it. So it was a super pleasure to get to act off of you virtually.
Oh, thank you. You too. It was so fun.
So I guess I'll give you the option between the two. What are you looking most forward to in 2021, or what are you drinking after this? Right.
Well, since I'm done, and I'm looking for like not things to go back to normal, but I'm really looking forward to how everything's going to be next year. You know, when we're all able to go back out and touch each other. Look, I feel like I'm threatening somebody. I need to go touch you.
No, there are going to be many hugs.
I know, many hugs and no more elbowing out. I don't get that.
Oh my God.
Just wait from afar. We don't need to elbow if you're that scared. Then bye.
Oh my God. Awesome. Well, thank you again for joining us, and we'll see you on the other side.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So with kind of mentioning how Taressa was part of the process last month, if you're interested, we have a monthly show coming up January 9th. It'll be the 1st or 2nd. I don't know which Saturday that'll be, but Saturday, January 9th will be our first monthly show of 2021. If you're interested in joining our email list, we're always looking for different special acts. We're always looking for actors, directors, and writers, as well as people who are interested in playing with the tech aspect of this. So you can go ahead and send those to sign up at byotproductions.com, and we'll be putting those in the comments during our next performer. And with that, just have a couple last minute thank yous here before we do go. So thank you everyone in the audience who's jumped in, both new and old. We really appreciate the continued support, especially in these virtual times. It means a lot that you're still coming to check out our stuff. I want to thank all the supporters throughout the year who have been supporting us through Fractured Atlas, and supporters again who have just hopped on to watch one of our workshop series readings, our living room series, and of course our monthly shows and our cabarets. All the virtual platforms like Zoom, Google Meetings. It means a lot to have this as an alternative to the live thing, and to figure out how to navigate this kind of thing is a wonderful challenge, and just for creating those opportunities for us. And I also want to say thanks to all of the performers tonight, last month, and all the way back up to April when we had to switch over to this virtual landscape. It means a lot for you to join us in embracing this, and in seeing the challenge and working through the challenge, and finding ways to still create our art and still affect people, even though we're not in the same place and there's a screen between us. So we appreciate that. Again, thank you all the performers for giving us a little bit of your Saturday and any time that it took to prepare. These acts have been amazing. So thank you so much for helping us ring out this year and help us usher some good energy into 2021. And I also just want to say thanks to Ben Schatzel, who's on tech, the unseen hero, for getting us up on the live stream, and for joining us on the artistic staff as a director of media. We wouldn't be here without you. So it means a lot for you to jump on and help us with this. Yeah. So I'm gonna stop being mushy. and we're going to bring in our last performer. Our last performer is a company member with BYOT Productions. He's going to sing some songs for you, usually of the comedic. I think I talked to him earlier today. He's going to get a little serious, so that'll be fun. He is the mind behind the original music comedy album Kazoology, which is available wherever music is sold. You can find it. He's also currently producing an EP of songs that were recorded at the famed Sun Studios in Memphis, such a place where household names like Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, and Carl Perkins, among others, have also recorded. You can also catch him coming up in the next couple of weeks with a holiday Zoom show. CBS presents Bing Crosby's Holiday Spectacular, hosted by Rothschild. So be sure to check him out in that. And you can also follow him on TikTok at Crabman732. He's just over 127,000 followers and was most recently featured on Try Not to Laugh challenge on Snapchat. So please give a warm virtual welcome to Rothschilds.
Hi. All right, so like Cody said there, I'm in this this short little fun holiday show on Thursday. It was put together, relatively quickly, but it's a lot of fun. It's a parody of those old timey like 1950s era holiday shows. We're not actually sponsored by CBS, so don't go around saying that because I don't want to get sued. But the show is called CBS Presents. CBS Presents Bing Crosby's Holiday Spectacular with host Rothschilds. So thank you very much, Cody. Thank you very much at all. And this is a song I wrote for it. It's called Famous Christmas Song. Fresh snow blankets the ground, there's a chilly dip in the air. The bells are ringing, people are singing, I feel like Fred Astaire. This is a famous Christmas song, you can't help but sing along. You know you can't go wrong, this famous Christmas song. There's green wreaths adorn every door, the smell of cider and spice, bringing hope to all kind folk, makes me feel so nice. This is a famous Christmas song, you can't help but sing along. You know you can't go wrong with this famous Christmas song. Santa's cookies out to eat, carolers out patrolling the street, every house covered with lights, fathers and uncles getting into fights. Dinner served is a fine fat goose, Santa Claus, he's on the loose. Although the cold is in righteous form, Christmas tidings will keep us warm. I said this is a famous Christmas song, you can't help but sing along. You know you can't go wrong with this famous Christmas, famous Christmas, famous Christmas song. Thank you, Laura. Sorry about the burps, folks. Always clear the passageways before you start singing. But yes, that is a song from the CBS Presents the Bing Crosby Holiday Spectacular with host Ross Childs this Thursday on Zoom. So it's going to be on the online area. We'll post on the Facebook about it. But yeah, it's a fun one. We got a lot of good people associated with it. So check it out. Speaking of good people, I'm currently with my lovely girlfriend, Laura Haney, right now.
Happy Hanukkah, y'all.
She is Jewish. And yes, happy Hanukkah. We had a Hanukkah party today. Small gathering of family. Masks were worn, so don't worry. But this is a song I actually wrote. There it is, Capo. That I actually wrote for her. Not about the beginning of this year. Pre-COVID. Yeah. I don't really think it matters when I wrote it. Hang on, let me just get this capo on. Little tighter on that. Come on. All right. There we go. And so this song is called Makes Me Glad. Hold on, having some trouble here with the capo. It's not my capo. Okay, yeah, I'm mulligan on that one, folks. Fireworks and tilt-a-whirls, deep-fried Oreos, back pains, hello brains, California rolls, kittens, mittens, sweaters, and sitting around for a little while. Lovely, which I breathe at the thought of your smile, and it makes me glad when I talk to you at night. Makes me glad to see you in the morning light. When it gets cold enough to make a grown man cry, you take the sadness from my eyes. Warm and sunny walks through nature preserves, cold and dark evenings, snuggling without a word. I remember your face from that night at Angie's place. I only ever want to make you feel happy and safe, 'cause it makes me glad when I talk to you at night, and it makes me glad to see you in the morning light. When it gets cold enough to make a grown man cry, you take the sadness from my eyes. Your eyes light up whenever you see a dog. I love it when we sleep all day like a pair of logs. We hold each other up with mutual support, despite all the times I have come up short. In your eyes I see the person I want to be. You make me want to be better. You make me want to be better. And I always want to be better than who I was yesterday, 'cause it makes me glad when I talk to you you. Take the sadness from my makes me glad to talk to you at night. It makes me glad to see you in the morning light. And when it gets cold enough to make a grown man cry, you take the sadness from my eyes. Thank you. That's Laura's song.
Fantastic. I know that you've garnered the name with us as the Sultan of Shred, but that just continues to astound me. Your guitar abilities, good sir. And it's always a pleasure to have you as our musical laureate.
I suppose we don't we guitar players don't get those. Well, actually, I was about to say we guitar players don't get those fancy names, but now that I think about it, guitar players have a lot of fancy names. Like, person who makes a guitar is called a luthier. So, yeah, I'll go with music laureate. That's nice. Thank you.
Of course. And I do have to ask, I say that after every performance, but I would like to ask you, what would be your booze of choice?
Well, you know me, I always go for a nice whiskey, but not always.
You even wrote a song about whiskey.
I wrote a lot of songs about whiskey, but sometimes whiskey can be a little raw. I'm drinking Japanese whiskey right now. But sometimes whiskey can be a little harsh. So on those days, I like to go for something a little lighter, like a nice, pleasant margarita, but only one because they're very strong.
Well, cheers to that. I've moved on to Mountain Dew. I don't know why, but I have. So thank you so much, Ross. Actually, while I have you, go ahead and do our bows. So take a quick bow, Mr. Childs. And then we also want to go ahead and say thank you so much, Ross. We also want to go ahead and give everyone else an opportunity. So we'll go down the list. Thanks again to David Nesbitt Taylor. And a thank you to Gail Harder. And to Greg Torbeck. And Robin Murray. And Paul Pasulka. And Taressa Lewis. So thank you so much for being a part of our final show of 2020. We made it. We're here. And just one last thank you to everybody who's a participant in any of our shows in any capacity this year, as well as everyone who's joining us from the comfort of your own living rooms. It's kind of a beautiful irony. This is actually where BYOT started. And so we've kind of found a way here, and we're looking forward to that renaissance in 2021 when we can all go back out and see each other. So just some last minute reminders. If you're interested, it's going to be January 9th. It's the first or second Saturday in January. We'd love to have you. We're looking for writers, actors, directors, pretty much anything theatrical. We would love to see you join us for that. Just go ahead and send us an email at signup@byotproductions.com. And with that, stay safe. Please wear a mask and have a happy holidays. And we'll see you in 2021.